West Ham don't do very well. I think it's 18 games in the Premier League without a win against City. It's a City team with Erling Haaland. Remember his first goals in the Premier League, where he gets his goal, he sits down in his yoga position. There's a Man City team that are getting players back, but not necessarily all into the first team. Jack Grealish was back into the side. Haaland starts up front, and basically Man City do the business.
Yeah, I mean, it's, our segments on our podcast, Rob, about Man City, they're kind of short because it's the same every week. Talk about a consistent kind of storyline. And, we ain't got to talk about them tactically. We don't, because it's grooved, it's done, it's blueprint, it's done. And the guy up front, I got to say, and I know that this summer...
Could he be an underappreciated performer of the week? Could he be an underappreciated performer?
No.
Why not? Why not? What's appreciated for him?
What about Erling Haaland?
Yeah.
Well, he's been appreciated. He's adored. He's loved. Everybody knows about him. This isn't why we do underappreciated for Erling Haaland. He's magnificent. His numbers say that.
Yeah, I know, but there is an element of people who tell you, like when the goals yesterday, it was 7 touches, 2 goals. People can't wait to tell you how the two. He's been talked of as a Division 2 player. He's got no this, he's got no that. He's seen as like industrial, Rob. He's seen as a bit like, he's just a finisher. No, he's not just a finisher. Just the finishing, by the way, is the hardest thing to do in football. He scores 3 goals yesterday, Rob. He passes one, he hammers one, and he dinks one. He shows you 3 different types of finishes from a big guy who's got a lovely feel for the ball and a lovely understanding of what to do with his technique. His build-up play is getting better. He's still a young man who's growing, who's learning the game. His work off the ball, Rob, is getting better. See him run back 50 yards to tackle Antonio. See him pressing from the front when he has to. See him drifting out to the left-hand side at times to make spaces for others. I get that you wouldn't say he's underappreciated. I just think that at times he's got 8 hat-tricks, Rob, in 69 Premier League games.
Yeah, like 70 goals.
8 hat-tricks, Premier League hat-tricks he's got in 69 Premier League games.
Yeah, and by the way, going back to your point, you do have a point there, because I think it's there's a couple of pundits went out there like his general play is not great, and you go
like he's not a very good footballer. He just puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah. All I would say is I was going to say, like, with Norway and stuff, the international stuff, he wasn't involved in the Euros. He's had the whole summer to rest, recover, and I just think he looks in absolute tip-top peak condition. He's sprinting as freely as I've seen him sprint, Rob. He's finishing like you said. I mean, the power finishes over the last few games, the little dinked finish running at pace, the runs in behind, he just looks in absolute immaculate condition. And that's got to be scary. This Man City team is still missing their 2 best players in Roger and Phil Foden. Roger's on his way back now. And John Stones. I know that you've gone for them again. And that you...
Can I chuck one at you? Can I chuck one? Well, 2 things at you. I want to go back on that you talked about Haaland, and you didn't have international football and that. And I get it. And again, I'm not disagreeing in your point. Marcus Rashford had the summer off. It's not a given that you have a summer off and you're going to have that form and you're going to start the season in that way. No. I just think we do that with Erling Haaland. We kind of don't appreciate what we're seeing. This is some of the best finishing we've ever seen in English football. Yeah. And we've got to give this young man a little bit more praise. The second point, Rob, and I want to go to you, is you have to get into my, when I'm getting like, it's a glass of red wine and I'm looking at City and I'm trying to think what it is. It feels a bit different this year, mate. It feels, the City thing is, we know the control, but I've written down, it's in the combination, these young players doing a thing, these players trying to get back to prove a point, trying to do their thing to hold the place down. These new players who come on, who affect it, Savinho and Oscar Bob would have, I think, sort of been in that tent. These old players they got back, like Gundogan yesterday, when you just need control of the game, throw the guy on who won the treble with you. Let's get control of this game again, West Ham again. I just feel like some season I've felt like the early part of the season has been a bit of a struggle for City to get them.
Yeah.
This feels fresh again, mate. The Rico Lewis in midfield, he could have won my underappreciated this week. He was very close. I mean, he's been incredible, mate, to the point where Pep's not stupid enough to go, Kyle Walker, you're done, because Kyle Walker's going to be important in days and certain periods. But I'm telling you, this kid is the future. Is the absolute future.
Yeah, I mean, Pep said that
I feel like it's a bit different around Pep. And I think Pep's been a little surprised. No need to rush Rodri. No, KDB's coming back and is finding his way, into form. Foden. Yeah. Stones to come back.
De Bruyne looks sharp, Rob, doesn't he? De Bruyne looks sharp and hungry.
Sharp as, mate. Sharp as.
I mean, we talked a lot about Mateo Kovacic and how strong he's looked in the Rodri position. You're right. For different reasons, the players have come back, different ages, different desires, different motivations, and absolutely, and it's a testament to Pep and his staff that, in pre-season, after they've won what they've won, that he can get them looking so hungry. And that really is the key to the club. Is that each year they come back in great fettle and great form. Wow, what a statement it was. And Erling Haaland, wow, he's just, it's getting crazy. On the Lowdown, we do, of course, the Lowdown show, Rebecca Lowe's, where she takes questions from us. And check that out on the NBC Sports YouTube channel. And one of the questions was, is he the greatest Premier League striker the league's ever seen? And her answer was kind of a good one, like this. We need a bit more of a sample size, when you consider a Shearer,
70 games,
Henry and all that, it's. But he's on that way, given the numbers. The numbers are crazy he's got right now.
You know what's going to work against him, Rob? Because I was going to go down that line myself. Do you know what's going to work against Erling Haaland is he's not as pleasing on the eye. Thierry Henry was a beautiful, controlled, balanced footballer. Yeah. Wayne Rooney was a lovely, beautiful footballer. He scored goals, and others have been. Shearer was more of a goal scorer, target man goal scorer. Yeah. But the ones who we're holding up there were great footballers as well.
Different, yeah.
Haaland probably isn't in that ilk. He's more the Shearer type. If he decided English football was for him, Rob, for his career, the great Alan Shearer's record, I'm telling you, would be under severe pressure.
It would. Let's move it on, Rob, to some other games that happened as well. Can
we have a quick line on West Ham? Can we have a quick line on West Ham?
Go on, then.
In the team. I just felt like it was one of those days where I thought they had a bit of a go, Rob. It was more like they weren't just sitting back and maybe...
I thought they were in the first half. I thought they were sitting back in the first half and not doing much.
So, but
they more played second half.
There was always an attempt to try and hurt City, and there was a chance, Kudos hit the post, Souček had the chance. I just think from West Ham's point of view, they've got a manager who's going to believe in what they do and how they play. And I think he'll want to take big teams and be able to go against them. He's not always just going to take, second fiddle and say, let's sit back and, we'll try and scratch a 1-0 out. I don't think he's that guy. And I think it's just going to take time for that to develop and players to get used to it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I just thought first half, Rob, they were a bit passive and they were just watching City knocking the ball around. And I said at half-time, God, come on, have a little bit of a go, engage or lay a glove on them or try and do something. And second half, they were better. But you're right, Lopetegui is not going to ask his players to roll up the sleeves and charge around and get behind the ball. He's going to want them to play. He's going to want them to play. And they played second half because if you keep the ball against Man City for a period of time, they don't like that. But I thought second half was better. They still had great attacking players in Bowen and Paquetá and Kudus that were in the side. It's just one of those games. You can't judge a team on playing Man City. And it's still early yet for West Ham's project there. They're still finding themselves. There's still team players that have been bought. They're probably going to be starters. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks better and better in a West Ham shirt on the right-hand side. He went with Rodriguez and Edson Alvarez in the middle of the park to try and be a little bit stiffer in there and stop City. But they are, the final line on them, Rob, it's like you'd think by now that teams and managers would find a way against Pep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the only team that nobody's worked the plan out, Rob.
And it's been the power of possession, the power of having the ball gives you all the options, gives you all the cards. Because then you can, if you have the ball, they're doing that, are they? Okay, we're going to do this, that, and the other. And he's going to space out wide, or we're going to attack through the centre, or we're going to do this. As long as his teams have the ball, he's got the keys to everything. And nobody, it seems as yet, has figured it out, which is kind of remarkable given everybody knows him from previous clubs and his time in the Premier League.
He's been in the league. Yeah, it's incredible.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.